everybody, it's me, Timmy Flyers Guy, and welcome to a very special episode of Classic Flyers Theater. I'm your host, Timmy Flyers Guy, and in this week's episode, that's right folks, it's the 200th episode of Classic Flyers Theater. We got a lot of stuff on this episode. We got interviews. We got clips. And we got a special look at what inspired me to be a Philadelphia Flyers fan. And along with many other things here on this very special episode, I just want to say it's an honor and it's a pleasure to come on here and do my 200th episode of Classic Flyers Theater. And I'm glad to be on here with each and every one of you. It is a true honor to do this video, and it took me a while to get to 200. After I did my 100th episode, I kept going. And I wanted to get to 200 episodes because I like to keep going. You know, whatever I can come up with here on this YouTube channel, I do it. So, before we get into our first segment, there's a few things that I would like to say. It means so much to me to get to 200 episodes of Classic Flyers Theater. This is a big milestone in my YouTube career. And I want to talk about some things. I've been doing pretty well. I've been doing pretty well lately. And my life has been pretty good. A lot of changes have come about. There were times when I was on YouTube, and there were times my channel was suspended for a week. I was able to come back on and fix everything and get all my videos organized, and it really felt great to do that. And my love for Flyers hockey, as you all know, started when I was a kid. I love the sport, I love the game, and I love the team. Ed Snider did a great thing bringing this hockey team to this great city, and I owe a lot to him because he was a visionary and he was a legend, and he was one of the best damn owners we've ever had. Like I said, things have been going pretty well. I met a very beautiful girl named Mira, and she is so beautiful and so cute, and she absolutely rocks my world, and she is truly one of my favorite people to talk to. I really like her. I think she has such a beautiful heart and such a beautiful soul, and I'm truly grateful to have her in my life. I had to move on from my past love, but I'm not going to get into that on this video because I've moved on from that, and I feel like I need to concentrate on where I'm going from here, and that's what I'm doing right now. I want to tell you about some things about my YouTube channel. I made a few changes to my channel. The Classic Flyers Theater, I have multiple playlists now, so now everything is categorized. Every episode is categorized. And I've been working a lot on a lot of my content on here, and I have to say it feels good to be able to come on here and create and do it without. I like to come on here. I like to create, and I like to really embrace my artistic. I like to come on here and expand my artistic creativity. And I like doing YouTube for the art. I don't like doing it for the money because it's just so fulfilling to do something like this and to reach so many wonderful people on YouTube and so many wonderful subscribers on YouTube. And I am absolutely glad that I finally hit 200 episodes. And it is an honor to come on here and have my 200th episode. Now, without further ado, let's get into our first segment. And for those of you who don't know, those of you who never, for those of you who grew up with a VCR, you know what I'm talking about. So we're going to take a look at a Flyers, a clip. Now I have to tell you, there's no sound to this video. The reason for that is, I wanted to explain why I love this VHS so much, and how it got me into Flyers hockey. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at a clip from a VHS called the Philadelphia Flyers 25 Years of Pride and Tradition. One of my favorite VHS tapes. One of my favorite VHS tapes. The VHS tape that got me inspired and helped me become a Flyers fan. So let's take a look. Alright. Another thing that really inspired me and really got me into Flyers hockey was a VHS tape that my aunt got me for my birthday when I was real little, and that VHS tape was the Philadelphia Flyers 25 Years of Pride and Tradition. And I have to say, this VHS was amazing because it told you the rich history of Flyers hockey, its ups, its downs, its origins, and also its accomplishments. This was one of my favorite VHS tapes because it really showed me how amazing Flyers hockey truly is and how awesome it is to watch. As a kid, I enjoyed every single minute of this VHS tape. It was one of my many favorite Flyers VHS tapes. There were a lot of them, but this one was my all-time favorite VHS tape because it talks about the origins of Flyers hockey and how Ed Snider brought Flyers hockey to the city of Philadelphia. It's a truly inspiring tale of Flyers hockey, and it sucks that they couldn't put this inspiring tale on DVD. I mean, it probably wouldn't have made sense because by the time DVDs were out, they didn't make this yet, and they should have did that because this is an amazing VHS tape, and I thank my aunt for giving me this VHS tape. And I'd like to thank Ed Snider for bringing Flyers hockey to this great city of Philadelphia. Ed Snider is a legend, a visionary, and he knows everything there is to know about Flyers hockey and how much Philadelphia loves their Flyers. Thank you, Ed Snider. You are a good man, and you are one of the greatest owners of Flyers hockey. Greatest owners in the NHL, in my opinion. We love you, Ed. We love you, Ed. We'll never forget you. You'll always be in the hearts of every Philadelphia Flyers fan and every single Philadelphia Flyer, past and present, that played for this team and is playing for this team now. Thank you. Wow, that brought back a lot of memories. It brought back a lot of memories. Um, Getting to watch that VHS when I was a kid really helped me understand Flyers hockey. It helped me understand what the team means to the city and what the team means to every Philadelphia Flyers fan. We have had some ups, some downs, some struggles, but every single time we cheered for our Philadelphia Flyers because we love our hockey team and we always want the best for our hockey team. And we also want what's best for the fans as well because they deserve so much for going to games, watching them on TV, and supporting the team. And the Flyers, they give back. And people say, well, they don't care. They're getting paid all that money. Why would they care about us? Yeah, I know they're getting paid a lot of money, but look. Deep inside, they care about us. Deep inside, they care about the city. They care about the fans. Without us, there's no team. Without us, there's no team. And I've been a fan of this team my whole life, and I put up with a lot of BS, a lot of people telling me what I should do, and a lot of people criticizing my team and telling me I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to change my team, and blah blah blah. Let me tell you something. A leopard never changes his spots. And when I was younger and watching the Flyers, people used to come up to me and they would tell me all kinds of things. Why are they doing this? Why are they losing? Why is this happening? If I owned a team, I would know that, but I don't. If I coached that team, I would know that, but I don't coach this team. I'm just the guy who watches it on TV, who goes to the games, who collects Flyers, memorabilia. I'm just the guy who loves Flyers hockey. That's all I can tell you. I'm just a fan. I don't work for them. I'm not the owner. And my videos have no affiliation other than from being a fan. And growing up, I realized that I need to grow a thicker skin. And that's what I did. Once I got older, I grew a thicker skin. And I realized that people are going to talk. People are going to criticize. People are going to say what they want. But at the end of the day, you have to just keep on. You just have to keep on keeping on, you know? You can't give up on your dream just because so many people tell you that. But so many people criticize you and criticize you. Because, you know, when people hate on you, and when people hate on you and criticize you, that just makes your dream even bigger. And I don't give up on this team. I love this team. Been a fan my whole life. If it wasn't for my dad, if it wasn't for Ed Snyder, and if it wasn't for the VHS tape that I watched when I was a kid, I wouldn't be the Flyers fan that I am today. I grew up and I learned so much about this hockey team. I learned so much about patience, determination, passion, and the will to try, and the will to go out there and try your best. That is why that VHS tape is probably one of the best Flyers VHS tapes I've ever watched. And it's a very popular VHS tape, and I enjoy every minute of it because that is the perfect introduction to Flyers hockey if you're a young kid. So if you're a young kid, go on YouTube and show your kids this VHS. You want them to be Flyers fans, and you want to introduce your kids to the game of Flyers hockey. So I suggest you show your kids the VHS tape because it's a great thing, and it sucks that they didn't re-release it on DVD. I don't know why they didn't re-release that on DVD. It would have been a great DVD to watch, but unfortunately they didn't do it. Unfortunately, they didn't do it. Unless there was somebody out there that can convert these VHS tapes into DVDs. That would be that'd be very cool. Very cool indeed. Now we're gonna get to our next segment here on the Classic Flyers Theater 200th episode. And in this segment, we got interviews and we got clips from my podcast episodes. So I got interviews from my mother, my sister, and a lot of my friends as well. A couple of these are podcast clips, and a couple of these are interviews. So on my podcast episodes, I interviewed some Flyers fans. I interviewed my best friends, Christina and Caitlin. I interviewed my friend, Greg Wade. And I interviewed Lou Nolan, the Flyers public address announcer. And I also did an episode with Sports Fanatic News, and I'll be showing a clip from that as well, where I talk about Royals hockey and also Flyers hockey in that interview. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the next segment. It's Classic Flyers Theater 200 rolls on.
He became a Flyers fan very early. He was about 3 years old. Watched all the games with his father, collected Flyers cards and hockey cards really, and he knew every player of every team at 3 years old. He became a Flyer.
He's a very die-hard fan. He's very passionate about them since birth. He's loved them forever. He knows everything about the team. Even about like the managers and stuff, he knows everything. When there's a trade, he's the first one to know, first one to post about it. He's just loved them since he was born. He's a very die-hard.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Michelle Sulak. I am Timothy Sulak's sister, and Timmy was a Flyers fan pretty much for all his life from what I can remember. I remember him all out in the Flyers gear when he was like 2 years old. He had his little hockey guys, his little hockey rink. He knew all the players. He went to a lot of games with my dad. And he just made the games more fun, him and my dad watching them together, cheering, crying when they lost. It was a good experience growing up with Timmy as a Flyers fan.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Michelle Sulak.
Everything.
You have a lot of good stuff. Your room's like a museum.
Yeah.
It is. Very cool. And you keep it so organized, which is nice too. Yeah. Like it's so neat.
So the holidays.
Yeah, when all this is...
The holidays are really tough for me because I miss my dad. And I miss my aunt and everyone I've lost along the way.
Yeah. But your dad and everyone is with you every day, Tim.
Yeah. My best memory of my dad was when me and him, during the lockout in 2004, me and him went to a lot of Phantom games. And I remember one.
Yeah. And there's nothing like hockey live. I mean, it's really the best sport to go see live.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe you'll be able to get there somehow.
Yeah, I hope so.
Me too. So.
Well. Yeah, I used to go to a lot of games with my dad. Me and my dad used to go to a lot of games.
Well, that's what I always take my one son, Michael. He loves hockey, and we always go together and stuff like that when we get to go in.
One thing...
There's nothing like...
Yeah, there's nothing like it, I think.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, back when I used to go to games, every time I would see them play the Bruins, they would lose. Every game I went to see them play the Bruins, they would lose.
We haven't had, in our whole history, we haven't had much luck against the Bruins, except for winning a Stanley Cup and then that comeback we had in 2010. But for the most part, they've our number. It's one team that I always hated playing.
Yeah.
Well, the honor's mine. Thank you for asking me. And I'm going to do it. I hope I know we had a good time, and I miss seeing you. But sooner or later, we'll be back there, and I will see you. You know that, right?
Right. All right, everybody.
Okay, buddy.
Thank you for joining us on our podcast. And moving on, thank you for being on my podcast. I really appreciate it. Let's go Flyers. And before you go, can I get a Flyers are going on the PK power play?
Oh, well, I don't do a lot of that, but I'll tell you what I will do. You know what these are? Listen to this. The Flyers are going on the PK power play.
There you go.
Play Reading Royals hockey. They just happened to be up 3-0 and then kind of almost blew it in the end, making it 3-2. And then the second game, they played their style to perfection, being a great puck possessing team, being a team that doesn't get baited into the physicality, and being a team that immediately knocks the guys off the puck, whether it's as soon as they cross the blue line or as soon as they're in the neutral zone. That's the Royals style. First game, fighting everybody, and not even fighting, just kind of hugging each other, like Kirk said, and playing tickle bunny with everybody. Like, that doesn't do anything. If you're going to fight, fight. If you're not going to fight, don't do all of those hug everybody scrums, because they only play to the Mariners' strengths, not ours. So I think I know it was like a tangent spiel of what the keys are, but that's all the keys for the team. Just because to me they played perfect in the first two games, minus getting baited into BS basically. In the first game, they let the Mariners bait them into some penalties there, especially Saunier, who we knew was going to get suspended. If you didn't get suspended for that, then that would have been surprisingly ridiculous, honestly. But he did get suspended, and then he'll be back in Game 3.
So everybody, this concludes this episode of the Timothy Flyers Chat podcast. Joe, thank you for joining me. Make sure you guys check out Sports Fanatic News on YouTube. You can follow, and what are your Twitters, and where can they reach you at?
My Twitter's JJ Borek, Borek 26, Borek BORK 6789, I believe, is my Instagram. And then Facebook's just my name. So if you just search my name, you'll find my Facebook.
All right. So, and these upcoming playoffs for the Reading Royals, I think this is gonna be good for me because maybe I can get my confidence back that way. I know it's a minor league team, but maybe I can get some of that confidence back and try to find myself again, and find the true version of Timmy Flyers guy.
Well, you will, and I have all the faith that the Reading Royals are going to succeed.
Yeah, me too. I think they're going to win the division. I really do, and that's probably going to be great. Because this Flyers organization, they need a team that can win. And right now, I think they're the team that can do it.
Yep, and remember, all the guys that eventually end up on the ice, they all have to start out from the AHL. So,
yeah.
So, yep.
All right. Well, it was good talking to you. Thank you for being on my podcast. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
So you can find me on social media at my Twitter handle. It is Beckers8183. My name's Rebecca McCormick. And I just have Twitter and Facebook. It's under Rebecca.
When I went there, me and my dad, we had a good view of the action. We saw a fight too.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of fights up there.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that bench clearing brawl that they're gonna have soon. I hope one of those happens. That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I saw a couple. I remember when the Phantoms, when they were in Philadelphia, they played the Binghamton Senators, and all hell broke loose. They all started fighting.
Yeah, fights break out quite often up there.
I saw Tyrell Goldberg fight Zach Stortini. I remember he knocked Stortini out.
Yeah, Goldborn was great.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Phantoms hat with his autograph on there.
Oh, cool.
I met him at the Flyers Carnival.
I think we could have put Tyrell up there, but Yeah, things happen for a reason.
Yeah, he got traded.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching him in fights. He was good.
Yeah.
I loved growing up. I loved, Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio. My brother loved Scotty 2 Hotty. I remember, oh my gosh. He loved Scotty 2 Hotty's entrance. My brother, I was so jealous. He went to go see WWE live at Madison Square Garden. And I was so jealous because my mom said I was too young to go, and I was so sad.
I have never been to Madison Square Garden, but I was thinking about going to, like, a Flyers Rangers game. Maybe in New York one day.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you now, it's a bit on the expensive side, but it's definitely an experience. I mean, Madison Square Garden is, you have to give credit where it's due, and it's, it's a renowned arena, and you're gonna have a great experience, going there, always.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I would definitely put that on the to-do list,
As you can see in that segment, I met a lot of great Flyers fans, and I met a lot of great people that are very passionate about this hockey team. And I'm truly grateful to have so many great people in my life, and so many great people supporting everything I do. I've been a Flyers fan my whole life, and it's great to have such a good support system, because that's what being a fan of the Flyers is all about. It's all about love and support, and it's all about the community as well. And I was truly honored to get interviews from all these people. And I'm just glad to get interviews from a lot of great Flyers fans. And I'm truly happy that my mom and my two sisters were able to talk about my love for Flyers hockey and how much I loved it. I used to go to a lot of Philadelphia Flyers games when I was a kid. I remember so many great moments that I shared with my father, and great moments that we had at games. I really love going to games. I haven't been able to really get to many games like I used to. Because things changed for me. And sometimes when things change, you have to really change your way of living. And what happened was, I got really sick, ended up with a tracheostomy. And it comes with a lot of stuff, because when you have a tracheostomy, you have to carry everything with you. And that is a hassle. You have to carry every single thing that you have with you. All your medical supplies wherever you go. And it's a very tough thing, It's an ordeal. And which is why I don't go to many games as much as I used to, because of that. But I have to say, I look back on some of my great memories, and I want to talk about some of my favorite Flyers games that I went to. I remember. Let's do a whole top 10. We're going to go with my number 10 favorite game, and that number 10 game was the Flyers Thrashers from February of 2004. I remember going to this game with my dad, and I remember it was Fan Appreciation Day. It was an afternoon game, like 1 p.m. game. And they played the Thrashers, and it was a very high scoring game between the two teams. The best part of the game, they go in the third period, they're tied up, Gagne on the breakaway, gets tripped up. Gagne on a breakaway, gets tripped up. He goes in, on goal, gets tripped up. Flyers get a penalty shot with little seconds left in the period. Simon Gagne goes in on a penalty shot, and he scores, and he gives the Flyers the lead and the game winner as the Flyers beat the Thrashers. It wasn't in overtime. It was in the third period. Penalty shot. There was only like a minute left in the period, and the Flyers got the goal, and they won the game. A great atmosphere, a great presentation for Fan Appreciation Day, and this was the first Fan Appreciation Day, and I really enjoyed it. And it was one of my favorite Flyers games. Now I'm going to go with my number 9 pick for favorite Flyers games. My number 9 pick on this countdown. It was a Flyers Devils preseason game from September of 2003. And the thing I like about this game, it was a very fun game to watch. Flyers were kicking ass. And in the third period, Scott Stevens, Brashear and Scott Stevens go at it. John Brashear absolutely beats the hell out of Scott Stevens. Brashear totally annihilates Scott Stevens. I think Scott Stevens cheap shotted somebody in the third period. I think Brashear went after him, and Brashear gave him a beating. He gave him a beating. There's no doubt about that. He gave him one hell of a beating. And now, I talk about my number 8 pick on this countdown. My number 8 pick. And this isn't even a Flyers game, although the Phantoms were part of the Flyers organization. So I'm going to put this as a number 8 pick. And that is the home opener for the Philadelphia Phantoms against the Hamilton Bulldogs about many months after the NHL announced the lockout. This was a great game. It was a Phantoms game. They were playing at the Wachovia Center, which is now known as the Wells Fargo Center, but it was the Wachovia Center back then. And it was the home opener against the Hamilton Bulldogs. This was a fun game. A lot of fights, a lot of scoring, as well as a very, very competitive game. But the Phantoms came out on top, got the victory. I really enjoyed this game because I just really liked the atmosphere. I like how they set the whole thing up with the Phantoms and the home opener and all the players coming out. It was like a light show. It was pretty awesome. And it was pretty awesome for a minor league hockey game. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun time. And the Phantoms, they got the win. They got the win. And now I'm going to talk about my number 7 pick on this countdown. My number 7 pick. And this was a game that I didn't go to this game, but I watched it on TV. And that game was the Flyers Senators Brawl. This was a wild game. I remember it was on a Friday. I was watching TV, getting ready for the game. And I could tell this was going to be a big game. because points were on the line. But when the game started, the Flyers wrapped absolutely beating up on the Ottawa Senators. But in the third period, all hell broke loose as Don Brashear got into a scrap with Ottawa's Rob Ray, and Brashear absolutely was getting some good shots on Rob Ray. He was giving Rob Ray quite a beating. After the fight, Brashear got jumped by a couple of Ottawa Senators, and in the fight, all hell broke loose, and a bench clearing brawl happens. The Flyers and the Senators were going at it like crazy. There were so many penalties in that game. Even the goalies went at it too. It was wild and one of the most wildest brawls you could ever see. And that's why it's my number 7 pick on this countdown. And now we get to my number 6 pick on this countdown. And that is the Philadelphia Phantoms Binghamton Senators bench clearing brawl from December 28th, 2003. It was the Phantoms taking on the Binghamton Senators at the Spectrum. Phantoms were getting outscored by the Binghamton Senators. In the third period, there were a couple of fights, and then in the third period, all hell broke loose as both teams were engaged in a brawl in the third period. It was so crazy, even the goalies tried to get into it, as Neil Little tried to jump over the pile to get to Ray Emery. It was crazy seeing Neil Little, a goaltender with all that equipment, jumping in the air to go after some of the Binghamton Senators. This was a crazy game. Phantoms did not win, but the crowd was entertained. Now we get to my number 5 favorite Flyers game. My number 5 pick on this countdown. And this game was the big comeback against the New York Islanders. And I think this was 2014. Yes, I think this was late. This is 2014. In 2014, the Flyers faced off against the New York Islanders. It was a back and forth game, but then the Islanders were able to get the upper hand on the Flyers. The Flyers were able to score many unanswered goals by the Islanders as the Flyers came back and got the victory over the Islanders. This was a fun game, and I enjoyed it. Now we get to our number 4 pick on this countdown. Our number 4 pick. And that game is our number 4 pick. And that game is the Flyers Lightning Game 6 of the Eastern Conference. Game 6 of the 2004 Eastern Conference Finals. This game was amazing. It had atmosphere, it had celebrities, it had everything. And it had excitement as the Flyers faced off against the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was a back and forth affair. But in the third period, the Flyers were able to tie the score, and then in overtime, it was Simone Gagne who got the overtime game-winning goal, giving the Flyers the win in overtime. This was a very exciting game. I enjoyed it, and the crowd was going crazy. Now we get into our number 3 pick on this countdown. Our number 3 pick. And that pick on this countdown is when the Philadelphia Phantoms, won their second Calder Cup in 2005. I attended this game. It was Game 4. The Phantoms were facing off against the Chicago Wolves in Game 4 of the Calder Cup Finals. The Phantoms got the victory, and the crowd was going nuts, and the city of Philadelphia was throwing a parade. They were throwing a party as the Phantoms got the Calder Cup victory and hoisted their second Calder Cup since 1998. Now we get into our number 2 pick. Our number 2 pick, and that pick is the Flyers' epic comeback over the Boston Bruins. I didn't attend any of these games, but I remember when the Flyers had their epic comeback against the Boston Bruins. I was in the hospital. My potassium level was high, and the Flyers had a big Game 7 against the Bruins, and I had to see this game. So I was in the hospital, and the game was on TV. The Flyers tied up the series at 3-3. We go into the game. The Flyers are completely outshot in the first. The Bruins get a 3-0 lead, but the Flyers are able to make it a game. They come back and they tie the score. Going into the third, Simone Gagne, with 7 minutes left in the period, Flyers are tied the score 3-3. Gagne goes in, scores a goal, and gives the Flyers a 4-3 victory. 4-3 lead, and the Flyers shoot the win. And they complete the comeback over the Boston Bruins. I'm cheering, my dad's cheering, my heart raced going up. It was a damn good night as the Flyers make the epic comeback over the Boston Bruins. And now we get into my last pick, and that pick is the Flyers become Eastern Conference champions. And I remember this game, but the Flyers, they get the victory. They get the victory in Game 5 over the Canadiens. And this was the year things were looking up for the Philadelphia Flyers. Yes, when they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, they were eliminated. But this was a damn good playoff run and a damn good memory for me as a Flyers fan. So there you have it. Those are some of my favorite games that I went to and watched on TV. I have to say, these games were amazing. They really inspired me and really gave me that emotion. These games put you on the edge of your seat, and they really give you that sense of excitement, and that is why I like these games. Before we end this video, we got one more segment to go on here, And before we sign off, here are a few clips of me from many years ago. And here are some. I may have some old pictures of me on here too from that run. So stay tuned as we're going to take a look back at some old clips and old photos of me. We'll be right back, folks. It's Classic Flyer Steerer 200 rolls on. Hey everybody! What's up? Flyers, baby! 9 in a row! 9 in a row, baby! Yeah! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about! Yeah, baby, yeah! Hey everybody! What's up? Flyers, baby!
Go.
Hey everybody, it's me, Terry Flyers guy, and I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off right now. You know why this team can't win a game? Because we have a bunch of inept, idiotic stooges in the front office. Chuck Fletcher, you know what my problem is? You're my problem. You've been my problem all season, pal. And I'm sick of you. I'm sick of your toothpaste. I'm sick of your cheap suit. And I'm sick of your dumb, stupid decisions. You are a failure, a scumbag, and a dirty, rotten scoundrel. You piece of shit. And just like that, this will conclude my 200th episode of Classic Flyer Steerer. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And since we're entering a new year with new beginnings, I only have one resolution. And that resolution is to always be faithful and loyal to my hockey team, the Philadelphia Flyers. I want to thank you guys for joining me on here. I want to thank everybody who contributed to interviews, and I'd like to thank people I did podcasts with. I have the clips in here, so thank you. It's always been an honor doing podcast episodes with each and every one of you. And I have to say, it's been a real honor doing my 200th episode of Classic Flyer Steerer. This was a lot of fun. It took a lot of time to make, but it was well worth it. And I enjoyed I enjoyed doing every minute of this. I really do. I love this. I love coming on here, talking to each and every one of you. I love cheering on my Flyers through the good and the bad. And I love this city so much. It's an honor to be raised here, and it's an honor to be a fan of the Philadelphia Flyers. And it's been an honor over the years getting to meet Flyers Hall of Famers, and Flyers legends over the years. And it's been great going to Flyers games and watching all the best Flyers games and watching them all on TV. Those were some great moments in my life, and it's what makes me who I am. People will tell me that you shouldn't dictate, your past shouldn't dictate your future. But it's okay to remember the past, remember the good times, remember the fun times, and remember the great moments in Flyers history. And I also remember meeting all the great Flyers fans at Flyers games over the years. Those were some good times. And I met some great people over the years, great people that have become my friends forever and always. And I'm truly proud to be a Flyers fan, truly proud to share my love and my passion of Flyers hockey. It means the world to me to come on here and talk to you, and talk to each and every one of you, and let you know how things are going in my life. It's an honor, it's a pleasure, and it makes me happy. And it touches my heart to come on here and share my passion of Flyers hockey. Now, I don't know what the new year has in store for us. As 2023 comes to a close, I look back on 2023 as a new beginning. In 2023, I met a very beautiful woman named Mira Monroe. In the summer of 2022, I had to say goodbye to a former love of mine, and I was really depressed, really sad. But once Mira came into my life, I felt happy again. I felt invigorated. I felt like I finally met the girl. I finally met the girl that truly got me, that truly understood me, and truly cared about me. Mira, I love you. And also, in 2023, I also learned to stop worrying. I learned to not worry about how the outcome of the Flyers game is going to go. I learned I should have let the outcome of the game affect my life. Also in 2023, a lot of great things happened for me. A lot of great YouTube series premiered on my channel, such as Timmy, the Facebook Gamer. Timmy, the Facebook Gamer. And I also remember my 100th episode of back in the day. I'll also remember all the great times I had, and I'll also look back at Danny Briere becoming the GM of the Philadelphia Flyers. These were all some great memories of 2023. But now that we're entering 2024, it's time to make some new memories. It's time to make some new memories that we can look back on and either laugh, cry, and reminisce about the good times we had. I'm Timmy Flyers Guy, and it's been an honor, and it's always a pleasure to come on here and talk to you. Thank you for joining me here on the 200th episode of Classic Flyers Theater. I hope everybody had a safe and happy holiday, and I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday, whichever you prefer. And I hope that each and every one of you has a happy 2024 and a happy new year. I hope everybody fulfills their many dreams and many goals. I have some sage advice for each and every one of you. Never stop dreaming. Never stop believing in that dream. And never give up on that dream. Thank you, and have a happy and safe New Year, everyone. Let's go Flyers. Let's go Flyers.